Hello and welcome to RSPB Abernethy. My name's Ian Perks and I'm the Conservation Manager here at the RSPB's second largest reserve. So Abernethy is home to a huge variety of species, nearly 5,000 recorded species on the reserve. And it's big, like I said, it's the second largest reserve. It's 53 square miles, that's 13,700 hectares. And it ranges from altitude 200 metres above sea level down at the River Spey, all the way up to 1,300 metres above sea level at the top of Ben Macdui, the second highest mountain in the UK. And in between those two extremes there's a huge variety of habitats. Probably one of the key parts of the habitats here is the Caledonian pine forest, and you can see that all around you. Abernethy is home to the largest remnant of ancient Caledonian pine forest that's left in Scotland. That makes it very special and unique, and it needs protecting, and that's what RSPB is doing. The Caledonian pine forest is a heavily fragmented habitat. What used to cover most of Highland Scotland is now down to less than 1%. Our plan here at Abernethy is to restore that lost forest, and it's starting to happen. If you look around you, you can see mature Scots pine trees. Those trees will have stood here for 100, maybe 200 years. Around those trees, there's not a lot of regeneration, or there wasn't, up until RSPB bought the site in the late 1980s. We then set about a large-scale conservation project to restore the forest, mainly by reducing the grazing pressure from grazing animals. And now, if you look around you, you can see that it's starting to happen. We're getting the forest regenerating. You can see some of these young trees all around me. And in fact, what's breathtaking about this project is the scale. We're talking about 8,000 hectares of forest from the original 4,000, so a doubling of the size of the forest. But why is it important? Well, Caledonian pine is home to a range of species, some of them extremely rare and very threatened. Nearly 1,000 of our 5,000 recorded species are in need of help. They're rare or threatened species. So by expanding the forest, we can give them more scope and more areas to live. The sort of species you'll see in the Caledonian pine forest are many and varied. We're home to some of the most important sites for deadwood invertebrates, things like beetles. We're home to very rare fungi. We're home to some of the rarest breeding birds in the UK, and some of the rarest mammals in the UK as well. We really do have the whole suite of animals. All these things and many others make this a supremely unique habitat, unrivaled in the UK. So this process of restoration is hugely important and challenging, and it's not easy. We have to make difficult decisions, and it requires a long-term commitment. Our vision for Abernethy is 200 years. That's how long we think it might take to restore the forest to its former glories. And it's not just the forest. Once we go out of the big trees onto the open hill, we would expect to transition into montane scrub woodland, a feature that's largely missing from most of the UK. So to do this, we've reduced grazing. We're also planting some trees, and we plan to expand and plant some of our montane trees. That project, as I mentioned, is long term. It can't be done without support and commitment of an organisation like RSPB, who can commit to 200 plus years of a continued vision and goal. We depend on our members for that continuity. We need the commitment of members and others to help us see it through, so that when we do come back in 20 or 30 years' time, a young tree like this will be 10, 15 metres tall. And when our children come back, it will be 30 metres tall. And when our children's children come back, that tree could be a mature granny pine in the environment, providing seed for the next wave of regeneration of the forest. This is an inspiring project. It takes time, commitment, money, energy and love to do it. But the results are worth it, and I think you'll agree. This place is one of the most spectacular wildlife destinations in the UK. Thank you.